Welcome to Live at 12:45. I'm Kristen Bomas, and today we're looking at what it means to you to give. And that's an important question. We've been talking about giving over the last couple weeks because there are such misconnotations to the concept and to the word. What does it mean? Does it have to cost? How do you give? What does it mean to you to give? What does it mean to you to receive? Do you put the two together? So as I've mentioned in the past, all of life is a circle. So if I give, then there needs to be a receiver, right? So if I attempt to give to you and you are not comfortable receiving, am I able to give? So giving means to me to share an aspect of myself and an expression of that aspect as it relates to the other person. So when I do Live at 12:45 every Monday and Thursday, I am giving of myself in some way to all of you because of my love for life and my love for people. And I would love for everyone to have the opportunity to find happiness in their life. So I give in this way to offer everyone a gift of opening their heart and mind to the idea of freedom and happiness. So think about giving. It's not always something that we pay for. It's not always in a tangible form. Very often it's not. As children, we aren't really taught a lot about that. When I was a little girl, even on Valentine's Day, our mom or dad, and back then it was our mom, would go out and buy a whole box of these little itsy-bitsy Valentine Day cards. They'd be like just, little, cards. They didn't go in envelopes or anything. And you'd write every single classmate on it, and everybody would hand out all these Valentine's Day cards. Or we'd do it with the little candies. But again, all of that costs money. Not much money, but it costs money. And again, it's a material gift. And so as children, we are taught more often than not that giving involves a material, physical object. And so we lose the concept of giving our heart, giving ourself, giving from ourself, giving from our heart. Hi, Kay. So how do we think about this? And I think that's really, really important, first and foremost, to gain an experience of what giving means to you. Because if I know what giving means to me, and that person across from me is not comfortable receiving, then I can comfortably give in a different way. If that person across from me is taking, then I may choose not to give, because I'm no longer giving if they're a taker. I may choose to do things differently. So again, by understanding what giving means to you, you're moving yourself back to that internal experience, and you're knowing what it is you wish to do or be in your giving, right? What's the message, so to speak, in your giving? And so yes, we want to definitely ask ourselves what that meaning is for you. And then how do we pass that forward? As you look at the way giving, as you look at what it means to you, you may come up with something like what I just said, that there's a lot of feeling, there's a lot of joy, there's a lot of intimate expression. But is that the way you were taught? There's going to be a disconnect there for most of us. And I want you to become aware of that disconnect, because it's in that disconnect that things get a little convoluted during the holiday season. We lose sight of what the giving is about. So think about that meaning. Children, we teach them to make a list for Santa. And as they make a list for Santa, it's all of those wonderful toys and objects they see on TV. It's very, 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 limited, right? The kids are limited by objects and what they see and what they think they need. Let's finish that thought. And they don't get to learn the giving from the heart and soul. So what can you do at the dinner table tonight with your children? Do you sit at a dinner table with your children at night? What can you do when you're sitting around the house with your children to share the meaning of giving? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to your children? We can make a change on this earth by sitting as a family, with our children, with our siblings, with our parents, really, with our friends, and talk about what giving means to you and them. Because now we open the doors to move beyond the objects that we gift. And we move giving to a much more intimate place. Giving is one of the most intimate forms of communication that we have. It's linked there with compliments, sexual expression being the most intimate of communication, intimacy. But when we look with our eyes into the eyes of another, that's a gift. That's a form of communication that's also very intimate. So our giving is a very intimate form of communicating. And it comes in many, many, many packages. So as we move into this holiday season, go into the meaning of giving. Don't stay at the surface and think, I have to give gifts that are of physical form. Allow yourself the honor and the opportunity to move into a meaning that takes you into a more intimate connection. You may still give a gift, but maybe you give it with an essence of giving that comes from your heart and soul, and so that now that gift carries with it that intimate message that comes from you. So I challenge each and every one of you to think about the meaning of giving and to share it with at least one other person today. And as you go through this week, see how many people you can ask that question of, so that all of a sudden we open up a brand new meaning of gift. Always remembering that you are the greatest gift on this earth. Thank you for joining me. On Thursday, live at 12:45, we'll be looking at this winter solstice, which is Friday the 21st. And the winter solstice is the shortest day of the year. So we'll be looking at how its meaning historically has been new beginnings and creation. So think about, what would you like to create in this upcoming year? Because Friday is the day. Kidding, but it is a nice day to start that process. So I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you Thursday live at 12:45. Hey, Tina. And please also join me on my YouTube channel. And very important, we have 2 wonderful seminars available on my website, KristenBromus.com. One is anxiety in the holidays, and the other is loneliness in the holidays. The loneliness is only 30 minutes, and the anxiety and depression during the holidays is an hour long. Both are very, very inexpensive, made so that everybody can afford them. I really hope that they're helpful. They're chocked full of little tools and things that you can do to have a much more joyous holiday. And of course, open your day every day with the mantra on the go on Instagram. And thank you very much again.